Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So I actually want to make a breakdown on the trailer we got for episode 2 of The Walking Dead the final season, and it was a really good one. I really liked it. I know some people were like pissed off saying that, oh, the returning character, why was it spoiled? And I think it was pretty fair that they did it because I felt like we pretty much knew who the returning character was, and especially in the story builder. I just thought it was obvious, so that's just me being me. I know people got spoiled, so that's like a sucky thing, and yeah, I just thought it was obvious, and maybe Lily should have been in episode 1, but I guess depending on the story where they're going for, I guess that's the reason they put her in episode 2. So I'm not sure. I can't really judge since I haven't played episode 2, obviously, so we'll just have to wait and see. But I want to break down the trailer, and I'm gonna let you guys watch it, and we'll break down.
There's this cold that settles on my skin. It happens right before a storm. AJ?
Sometimes I need the quiet.
Clementine!
Am I a murderer? I did what you told me to.
You'll die protecting him. A walker you didn't spot. A bullet you couldn't dodge. A desperate cry for help that brings the herd. It happened to Lee, and it'll happen to you. Don't ever say his name!
So you can basically hear a baby cry noise and possibly a flashback. Not exactly a flashback, it's like Clem reliving her nightmare inside the boarding school. You can see that she's like walking around experiencing like all the pain in the boarding school, and she's trying to find AJ. I guess she can't find AJ, and she's worried that something might have happened to AJ, just like Michaela Ranch, so it's like reliving her nightmares. I think it's just maybe a dream of her walking to boarding school. Maybe it's an actual thing that's happening, who knows. Maybe she woke up from a bad dream, but we'll just have to wait and see. Next, we can see like the kids looking at the graves, and I think they're mostly looking at Marla and Brody, since he died. I guess that's where the graves were put, because that looks like kind of like the same area in the courtyard where Sophie and Minerva were basically put in. Maybe they dug out Sophie and Minerva and just replaced it with Marlon and Brody, even though there's no actual bodies, but like that, I just want to say that. Now there's more of the flashback that shows like more scenes of like Clem yelling about to AJ, and then you can see Clem wakes up from this dream, and then it shows the next scene where Clem, Adrian, Violet, and Lewis are walking in the forest, and I guess it's just them. It could possibly there could be possibly more choices where they will be centered around Violet and Lewis. I know we got that in episode 1, and I think it'll be obvious that we'll get that in episode 2, so that's something else I want to mention. And then we can hear AJ yelling Clementine in the forest, so I'm wondering if this is where maybe we find the Raiders group, maybe this is where Lily appears, I'm not sure, but something's happening, and maybe we will find more traps that are like broken, and then maybe we got like a warning message, so I don't think, maybe it won't be too big, that's what I'm thinking. Now in this next scene, you can see AJ's asking if he's a murderer, so I'm guessing this is obviously just a choice dialogue for us the players, to tell AJ if he is or he isn't, or not know what to say, so I guess this is like gonna be like an important choice where it will influence AJ and he'll be whatever AJ he is, so that's kind of like what I'm thinking. I know this might sound like totally obvious, but this is just like a certain scene that I think they purposely show in the trailer just to show us that we can tell him if he's a murderer or not, just that way we can influence his mind. And then AJ says, I did what you told me, and it's showing basically more of Clem's PTSD, basically. I guess worrying about AJ. Maybe this could be a theme where the Michaela Ranch involved a danger with AJ, that he did something to the Michaela Ranch, or maybe Clem and AJ both did something that they both regret or they had to in order to survive. Now I wanted to talk about the scene in particular with Violet and Lewis. It's kind of weird how they showed these angles. The way I see this scene is that there's a choice here, and this seems like to be the area where the Raiders attack. At least I'm guessing it's the Raiders or Lily, whatever. That's kind of like what I'm thinking about, because in this scene it looks like there's a choice where maybe one of them could sacrifice himself, or one of them can help or stay behind. That's kind of like what I'm thinking of, because I don't think Violet and Lewis will be killed off this episode. maybe episode 3 or 4, who knows, but I think this is more of like an expanding relationship that they're trying to do in episode 2 for Violet and Lewis. Now there's a new character, and I want to confirm that Telltale Games actually tweeted that this is not James from The Walking Dead Michonne. I'm not gonna lie, I really thought that was a cool concept of them doing James thing. Kind of like with the whole Nate situation where everyone thought, hey, that's Nate from 400 Days, but no, that's Abel. So that's something else I want to mention because it's not that it sucks, it's just that they could have had an opportunity to just bring him in the story. They didn't really have to make Walking Dead Michonne choices really matter, so in a way, I'm not sure why they didn't make him that. I'm not gonna lie, maybe a new character is for the best, that way it could be represented in their own game, because I know Walking Dead Michonne takes place in the same universe, but I know they're not supposed to like be intertwined, is that the word? But it would have been cool because it's like Telltale's universe and they could have like expanded that. I know obviously they can't bring like Michonne or anything because they're ahead of the comics timeline, and Michonne, that's Robert Kirkman's character, not theirs, so I guess it makes sense that they chose a new character instead of having someone that was basically next to Michonne, even though we saw Jesus in A New Frontier, but still. Now we can see 10 on the ground, and we can see Mitch being really sneaky in the background, so I'm wondering if this is like part of the Raiders part of the scene. And then it shows like another part of the scene, in the scene where Clementine on the ground from the herd. I'm guessing she's protecting herself. I find it weird that she doesn't cover herself with the blood smears. That's kind of something that I thought she would do, but maybe there's a different situation where maybe Raiders are there, and that's what I'm thinking of. Now there's something big I want to mention. Basically, in this dialogue, Lily mentions how Clementine will die protecting AJ, and she warned him that AJ, you can't protect him forever, that he will die eventually. And I think Lily's really saying to Clem that she's basically doing what Lee did for her, and Lee basically died for Clementine because, if you don't know, actually it should be obvious, Lee died because Clementine's hat was on the ground and then he got bit. And I'm not sure why Lily would know that because she wasn't there for that other half of season 1, so I'm guessing Clem told her, and then Lily's like taking advantage and saying like, hey, remember what you told me? So that's what I'm thinking of at the moment. That's something I wanted to say. And something else I want to mention is that Clem's pointing an arrow at Lily, so I'm wondering if we're gonna get like a game over scene where we're gonna possibly kill her. There's something else I want to mention about Lily. Why is she so mean to Clementine? Is it because a lot of people thought that she was basically like the leader of the Raiders, and that, hey, leaders, if you're gonna be the leader, you need to have expectations. You can't make everyone your friend, everyone you see. But Lily knows Clem, even though it's been like 7 years. Like, I'm wondering like what's going on. Like, I thought Lily and Clem had both a good relationship in season 1, because in season 1, obviously they didn't interact that much, but Lily cared about Clementine's safety. Now she's basically saying that you have to screw AJ, which is kind of concerning because I think she's not gonna be like the same person from season 1. She's gonna be totally different. She's gonna be like more hardcore survival, because she was caring about survival in season 1 a lot, but this is more about survival, like caring so much. So that's something I want to like to verbally mention. It's great we got to see her back. I think I'll make a separate video talking about her return and talking about like what's her anger, and talking about more in depth about season 1 choices and talk about that. Something else I want to talk about was that the walkers are going inside the school. I'm guessing that's part of the Raiders. Maybe we'll ditch the boarding school. I don't think so. Maybe we'll make peace with the Raiders somehow. But I know they're going to be like a threat to the danger, because in the actual episode 2 synopsis, it says, with the future suddenly poisoned by uncertainty, Clem must work to manage the fallout and salvage the situation. And so that's kind of something I mentioned, that they got through, but that won't last for long. But a force more relentless than the dead is lurking in the woods, and a ghost from Clementine's past will return to threaten her future. So what is Lily gonna do that's gonna threaten Clementine's future? Is she basically trying to ruin her life, or getting revenge for what Lee did? Because that really doesn't make sense. Clementine had no control over that, especially since she was 8 years old. So that's kind of like something I'm concerned about. The school is basically in danger, and I'm guessing we have to protect it. And I think this is really gonna be the episode where a lot of people are gonna die. No joke. A lot of people are gonna die because of this. Like, I know episode 1, no one in the state of the school died. Just wait. I think it's gonna be a lot more. I'm not sure how far Telltale wants to go by killing people, because we still have episodes 3 and 4. I think it would make sense if they kill off 1 or 2 characters, or 3 at the most. That's what I'm thinking. Unless they somehow, I don't know. I'm not sure what they're gonna do, but that's something I want to talk about. And then the last thing, you can see there's a boot on Clem's head, so I'm guessing Lily's like doing that to her. I'm not sure if that's Lily. But that's something else I want to mention. Anyways, what's your guys' thoughts on this? Are you guys happy that Lily returned? I'm happy she returned, but she's really mean. I really can't wait to see like her character development and to see why she's so mean, basically. So this basically got me more hyped for episode 2, and I can't wait. I think the boarding school obviously is not gonna like get ripped because we have the collectibles in the bedroom, unless somehow it got damaged pretty badly, but it's still livable in there, if that makes sense. So I don't know, we just have to see. If you guys like this video, subscribe, it means a lot, and yeah, I'm gonna end it here because I have a busy day. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye!